you feel the flow? We dissect the plot, the acting is insane. Laughing at the dialogue, these movies are a pain. Grab your popcorn, settle in for the ride. Our podcast is the place where bad movies collide. We're true blue fans of the RiffTrax crew, mocking cheesy films. It's what they love to do. From Plan 9 to The Room, we've seen it all. They'll make you laugh and cringe, they always give their all. True Blue RiffCast, we're your podcast hosts, talking out the movies that are worst of the worst. True Blue RiffCast, join us on this quest to find the loves in films that fail the test. Tuesdays at 10.
Hey guys, welcome to the True Blue Riffcast with your hosts, Jeremy and Dave. My name is Christine DeBelle, but many of you know me as Susan from A Talking Cat. And as you know, I have to go and get my cheese puffs out of the oven. So have a great time with Jeremy and Dave. See you soon. Lazy Dave.
Thanks, Christine. This is the True Blue Riffcast, the #1 RiffTrax podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always, by...
What's up, everybody? It's me. I'm Dave, and I was just kind of rocking out to our new AI theme song, and I forgot that it just falls off a cliff. I was like, oh crap, the podcast is starting. So I was in the Twitch channel, just seeing if anybody shows up.
Yeah, it just kind of dies, like so
yeah,
many
just
of our favorite bad movies.
It's like Light Blast and Haunted Ween. It just falls right off a cliff.
It just gives up, which, it's perfect for us, so.
Yeah, because we give up so often.
Oh, yes, all the time. Oh, man.
I might give up tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, with Street Law.
It has been a day. And a lot of it has to do with Street Law. My God, guys. Okay, look. If you're listening to this in on Spotify or Apple Music or what have you, we went into like we picked this movie kind of blind.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh, we need to because we. Last week, and we'll talk about this a little bit, we played RiffTrax the game, and we're like, oh, we need a movie to talk about. And we're like, well, what's been released that we haven't talked about? And I was just like, and it was just a name of a movie that I know has been released recently-ish, like since 2021, that we haven't covered. And just like, I just pulled it out of nowhere. I was like, I know Street Law is a thing. And those words literally all I know about the movie.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, we're doing Street Law. I'm like, okay, cool.
And then, of course, they release a new Bridget Mary Jo.
Yeah, they released new Bridget and Mary Jo. Yeah. After we were like, well, we can't change it. But oh boy. This movie was an experience, and I was not like it was an experience on a couple of levels. Just like, number one, the movie itself is just insane.
Yeah.
Like we'll get into it, but then you dig a little bit deeper, and you find out, guys, there are some insane RiffTrax connections this movie has.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, it's very in depth, but well, like Dave said, we'll get to that in a little bit. First off, before we get into any of our stuff, and no, I'm not going to play the song as I already closed the thing and I don't feel like loading everything back up. But today is Connor Listoka's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Connor.
Not that I think you're actually listening to us live, but
you might listen to us on the replays.
Yeah,
in the thing.
I think that that might actually be a thing. But yeah, if
now here we thought RiffTrax didn't listen to us. Apparently, they're, like retweeting the podcast now, and I was like,
okay,
okay. I thought we were just over here doing our other thing, and you know. Speaking of that, before I was pulling quotes for Name That Jeremy, and Jeremy sends me a message. He's like, oh my gosh. And it's like, you better not be preparing to tell me something new, insane new thing about street law, because I don't think my brain can handle more insanity from that movie. He's like, no, Dumb Industries is doing a live dating game stream and Oliver Lang's on there. And I was like, okay, this is odd. Oh, welcome in, Citizen Yarn. So like I go over there and he's playing the dating game with Mary Jo Pehl, and I come in late and I don't know what's happening. What was going on there with our friend Oliver Lang playing the dating game with Mary Jo Pehl? There's okay, so people are starting to file in, and Oliver, please chime in the chat if you are here. What was going on there? Was that live? Were you actually playing a game to get a date with Mary Jo Pehl? I'm quite interested, because I was very confused.
Yeah, I only knew about it because Josh Flowers sent me a message, and he said, "Hey, are you watching the Mary Jo show?" And I said, "No, I just come in from mowing the lawn, so I wasn't really doing anything." And he's like,
"You have a lawn?"
Yeah. He's like, well, Oliver's on it as a contestant on the dating game." And I was just like, what are you talking about? So I, of course, loaded it up immediately. And then I sent a message to Dave about it. And then we were both in there trying to figure out what actually was happening. But it was fun. I mean, it was kind of seeing him doing it.
It was very strange. Like, I wasn't I'm still a little bit in the dark on it, because I've been thinking about ways to spice up the podcast, to like maybe do like different kinds of shows.
Yeah.
And
I should have.
And I'll just be like, is this something that, like, no, okay, I'm not guaranteeing that we're gonna do this, guys. But even like something like that, could we like do a version of that on the podcast? Is that even possible on your end?
I mean, I'm sure somehow we could do something like that.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just kind of wondering, because obviously it would have to be me, because we can't do a dating game with you. I think your lovely wife would object.
Yeah, it might be a little uncomfortable.
A little thing. But also, okay, so like I would have to be the bachelor, but I also don't want to go on a date with any of these people. So we would have to like set it up to where it's like it's all jokes. Like a dating game, and it's just jokes.
Yeah.
And we have to find a way to like screen contestants. Like would it be people that I know, or would it be like people from like the Mistydom or something? I don't know. But it just seems like, and like, well, number one, people in the chat, would that be something you'd be interested in seeing, like a different kind of True Blue Riffcast? Like one time we do like a dating game for lols, like some variation of that, where there are like 3 chicks that I ask questions to for the lols, and they respond with the lols, and based on the lols, I would choose a winner and reject the other 2. Could that's got to, yeah, like getting rejected publicly by me, I think, is not something a lot of women are going to want to sign up for. But yeah, that's I don't know. I just something to just an idea.
I don't know. It could be interesting. I'd have to figure out how to do that on my end.
Also, we'd have to figure out how to like make it like RiffTrax themed somehow.
I don't know. Maybe we could do like a Jeopardy or something with the
maybe.
chat. That would be fun. Anyway, it was interesting. It was kind of fun to see our pal Oliver up on there. Now he
did not get picked by Mary Jo
He did
Pehl.
not get picked. No. I do. Before we get into other things, I have some bad news.
Uh-oh.
Well, I have bad news about Dave.
Oh, well, I didn't know we were going to be talking about this.
For anybody going to RiffTrax Live, it's just going to be me again this year.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make it.
Dave's,
like,
once again, it's car issues.
Yeah, not to get too deep into it, but yeah, it's not that I don't want to go there. I do, but I think it's probably not practical for me to attend this year.
Yeah. Dave got a bad car, and it's haunting him. Still,
yeah, I like my car,
later.
But it's
it has a lot of issues, Dave.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I drive at 20,000 miles every 2 months, so
yeah, that might have something to do with it.
It might.
But pre-sale tickets go live tomorrow, and then general public sales start on Friday. And I have something that I'm not too happy with this whole situation, simply because of the fact that they're using Ticketmaster for.
Yeah, you were talking about this in the thing.
And Ticketmaster does not have a great track record, at all with tickets. But there's a streaming.
You're the
service
master
called
of tickets,
Dropout.
Jeremy.
Yeah, a TV series called Dropout, or a streaming service rather. And one of their shows is Dimension 20. It's a Dungeons and Dragons video series where they play campaigns. And they're doing a live show from Madison Square Garden. They put up tickets through Ticketmaster, and it was a hot mess. Tickets were disappearing off the thing instantly. Prices were skyrocketing because they were scaling the ticket prices, and people were getting stuck buying tickets for $500 and $600 a piece. And then all the resellers came out and were selling them for a couple $100, and it was a shit show, is what it was, 100%. And people already are listing tickets for sale through resale websites for RiffTrax Live.
What?
Yes. The one that I saw, or the four that I saw, I should say, were literally the farthest back you could get up in the balcony, the very last row, and they were listed at $186 a ticket from this reseller, when tickets haven't even gone on sale yet. Now, those tickets in that area are going to be, I want to say 30-something. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me anymore. But, yeah, it's stupid. And I'm worried about this. I know other people are worried about this, about bots going in and buying up all the tickets, and people only being able to get them through resellers. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that I can actually get my tickets tomorrow, and we don't have a debacle like Ticketmaster is good at doing. It could just be me being paranoid.
It's possible.
It's very possible, but there's still that chance that that things are going to be awful tomorrow. I hope they're not, and that's all I have to say about that. We're going to move on now to the weekend box office. Number one, Civil War. Abigail opening in second place. Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire, down to third. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare at fourth, and Spy Family Code White at fifth.
Okay.
I
I
don't
don't know what
Abigail.
movies.
Abigail's made by the same people who made the last couple Scream movies and Ready or Not, which is a movie that I really, really, really enjoy.
Not Mithrigan?
Not my 3 again, thankfully. Spy Family is a new anime movie that just opened up in the U.S. It's. I agree with Rivius. It is very entertaining. But yeah, nothing much to say about these movies. I don't give 2 craps about Civil War. People are saying that it's awful.
Like,
and,
okay, I guess
the
it's
ending
like,
is a wet fart.
did
but,
Stephen King write it?
No, Stephen King didn't write it. Before we get on to a different wet fart called Street Law, we have Name That Jeremy today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Let me bring that up. So I gotta bring it up here. It's in my messengers. Send a message to myself. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna send it to you by accident because anybody who was at RiffTrax the game last week can saw that like I'm very prone to putting things in the wrong text box. So another versus battle. I pulled these a couple hours ago, more like an hour ago. And again, it made me want to just watch these movies. But these 2 are similar, but they're really not at all. So versus battle, 6 quotes, either from McBain or Megaforce.
Oh. It has been a very long time since I've watched either of those.
Yeah.
They are both very good riffs, but...
Yeah, they're really good. And they actually have more in common than I thought that they would. But originally I was going to do McBain and Stone Cold, but Stone Cold is a little harder to pull from. Like, just because everyone in it is a horrible racist.
Oh man.
So anyway, Jeremy, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to get for this one.
Okay. All right.
I don't
cool.
have high hopes.
So, all right. Cool. So I'm going to give you an easy one first.
Okay.
Start you off. Softball. You guys are fucking with the wrong president. Try fucking with Martin Van Buren instead.
That's got to be McBain.
That is McBain.
Yeah.
It's the iconic line from McBain. Try fucking with Martin Van Buren instead. Okay. So you're 1 for 1. Next one. Oh no, it's John Travolta. He's drunk and extra gay.
Megaforce.
That is McBain. All right, so you're 1 for 2.
50%. All right, let's see if I can not fail this.
Okay, cool. So, Guerrero's movements will depend on how recently he ate at Golden Corral.
I'm gonna say Megaforce for that one.
That is Megaforce. That's Megaforce. Not cool. So you're 2 for 3.
Woo.
Hey, I'll see you. You remember where? In hell.
I'm gonna go Megaforce again for that one.
That is Megaforce.
All right, I only need
so
to get
you
one more
are
right.
You're 3 for 4. Okay, cool. Which one of these? All right. I'm trying to decide which one of the 2 left that will trip you up the most, but I think you're probably gonna get both of them. So I just love these holograms. They are the cat's meow.
That's got to be Megaforce.
It's Megaforce. Okay, so you're 4 for 5.
Fast. Woo.
And then this next one is just checking the crab pots I keep out by the Statue of Liberty like I always do.
What? Say that again.
Just checking the crab pots I keep out by the Statue of Liberty like I always do.
I'm gonna say McBain.
That's McBain. Yeah. All right, so you had a very good week.
Good. I don't have to storm off out of the room for failing.
Yeah, I don't know. Has either one of have we ever done that? Have we ever gotten so mad at each other that we like for real mad, not like pretend mad? Oh no, I do not want that app.
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
The closest we
I
ever
don't
got
think
to real
we've-
mad, I think, was Psychotronic Man in the draft.
Well, I mean, that was not like real mad. Well, I
I
mean,
know.
it was briefly, but I mean, but it like was like that,
That's what I said.
and
The
it was like
closest
joke
thing
mad.
to real mad has
Yeah.
probably been that.
and it was joke mad too. So
Yeah.
I
I guess we have to talk about this movie now.
guess we do. Did James Wen do anything? Say anything stupid?
He posted something for Earth Day, but I didn't actually look at it.
Oh, of course he did. Happy Eco-Terrorism Day of Awareness.
Yeah, something along those
What?
lines.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about Law of the Jungle. I mean, Street Law. Law of the Jungle was its original
that makes
Canadian
no
title.
sense. Were these movies Canadian?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
The movies were Canadian. Oh, yes.
The Canadians made these movies. Now we're saying these because this movie is related. We found out.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
think Jeremy realized how deeply connected this movie was related to not just like now. If you've seen the title of the episode, it may have spoiled it for you already. I started watching it and I was like, wow, what is happening? It's so incomprehensible. Like the movie starts off and it's already chaos.
Yep.
Like you're already in the middle of like an argument. Some guy is getting with a ponytail is smacking another guy with a hole in the face with cash, and another guy pulls a gun and they're just screaming at each other.
Is
It's
this
like,
why you
okay,
ruined my life? Is this why you ruined
what?
my
And
life?
they're
over money?
yeah. It was nuts, and it was just like, why are they starting? Like even the guys, Mike, Kevin, and Bill, even Mike said, like, what is happening? What is going on?
Yeah,
and
it starts out very
so
chaotic.
it starts off just it's nuts. It's chaos. And during the opening credits, I decided to like surf and find out some more information about street law. And it was very difficult at first because it is it's not what the movie is called.
No.
It has
Yeah,
a
like
Wikipedia
I couldn't
page.
I couldn't find Wikipedia on it. Like all I could find was the IMDb page, which just lists,
Yes.
the people in it, which
Now,
led
I
us to
did
some
see
interesting
some
discoveries.
very interesting. Yes. So I first found out, that, wait a minute, the guy, I think his name is Damian Allen is the writer director of Street Law. And I was just like, that seems like I should know who that is. And so I'm just scanning the credits, and I was like, something familiar about this, very familiar. And I go down and I start scrolling through the guy's credits, and how on IMDb, where they'll start playing clips of movies,
Yeah.
at the top, it started showing clips from Abraxas, and I was like, did he direct Abraxas? Turns out he did direct Abraxas. That was his writer, director, producer debut, the Triple Threat.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't believe he acts, but based on his writing, he wouldn't be a good actor because just based on the screenplays that I know that he has written now, he wouldn't be a very good actor because he is, and this is a technical term. This is a technical Hollywood term. He is what they call in Hollywood an idiot. He is the screenwriter. Guys, brace yourselves. I'm not kidding.
You're not going to
You're gonna
believe
think
this.
I'm making this up.
You are not
I
going
am
to
not.
believe
I
this.
saw this. I couldn't believe it. The first movie this man wrote was a movie called Copper Mountain.
Yeah, a movie that we have a whole...
We talk about that movie literally every single podcast and say how much we hate it. And it's like the most garbage thing we have ever seen. This man wrote Copper Mountain. Not only did he write Copper Mountain, a couple years later he wrote Abraxas. And then the same year he writes and directs Street Law. He writes and directs another movie with many of the same cast members called Fatal Combat.
Yep. Starring
And
Jeff
then I was
Wincott
like, wait a
as
second.
John Stoneham.
Yeah. So we and I was just like, now wait a second. And so I clicked on Fatal Combat, the IMDb page for Fatal Combat. I was like, and it was like before, so the guy that's like smacking the other dude in the face with the cash is John Stonehorn from Fatal Combat. John Stonehorn opens this movie smacking the cash in the face of this guy, apparently trying to teach him the meaning of value.
Now, it's funny because I remember them making a reference to Street Law during
because
the
this
Fatal
was
Combat
released before.
thing. Yeah, but we hadn't... I don't remember.
We
I don't even know if we even
hadn't
watched
covered Street Law. I didn't watch it. No, I didn't. The first time I watched it was today. Yeah, it was released in December of 2022, and Fatal Combat was released in July or August of last year. I think probably July.
It doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
Jeff Wincott was also in Martial Law 2 Undercover, which has been riffed, and he was in Universal Soldier 2 and Universal Soldier 3, both of which have been riffed.
Yes. And it doesn't stop there.
It doesn't stop there because there's a character that we've started calling Butt Girl, and we'll get into that.
She is a respected working Hollywood actress. She is in Dexter. She was on Lost. She's in like a bunch of stuff. But
wait.
her main I'm not kidding. Butt Girl was in Dexter. She got killed by a Dexter. She got wrapped up in things. She was on Lost. She's on 24. Yeah. And
she's in Reacher too. Huh.
Yeah, no. She is a respected Hollywood actress. And man, they really wanted to get like I have never seen okay, so it's one thing, we're jumping ahead here, but it's one thing to like show an actress's butt and you pull back and she's walking across and highly muscled butts from wherever that was that we covered on the podcast.
Sunset Strip.
That's one thing, okay? That's one thing to show someone's butt that way as part of like their whole body, but we all know you're just trying to show their butt, okay? Yeah. This movie gets right up there, right up on the cheeks. Like, I'm not kidding. It's very uncomfortable.
They make a great joke about it.
You would think that the cameras get right up, just show okay. I'm not even gonna say, but man, go any further, you're gonna be going down a tunnel you don't want to go down. That's how close they got to her ass.
The camera starts down on her calves or whatever, and starts slowly panning up her legs. And Kevin says, "I'm sure this shot is extremely integral to the plot of the movie, right?" Yeah. And then it shows her butt. But they make a joke.
She has a RiffTrax connection.
Yes, they make a joke about how she needs to learn to start playing tennis so she can get with Max Havoc.
And I was like, was she in Max Havoc? And she was in the second one. She was in the grungy serious one that would take place in the Pacific Northwest. Not in the fun one in Guam.
No, she was in the one with Superman.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, that's not Dean Cain.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
That's okay.
The
They're
connections
both
run
dead.
deep in this one, guys.
Yes. Yes. So,
This
John
movie's going to be
Stonehorn.
very hard to explain. I
It
literally
is.
have to bring
It's
up that.
extremely. Yeah. Bring that up because, guys, this movie is nonsensical. Okay. So, John Stonehorn. Okay, this is something I never thought. A name that I never thought we would be referencing in depth. Again, the character's name is John. So I just kept thinking of him as John Stonehorn.
Yeah. It's
From
just
Fatal
John
Combat.
Ryan in this one, and the other one it's
Yes,
John Stoneman.
But he's John. But to us, of course, he's John Stonehorn.
Yes.
So John. So it cuts and it's like a flashback, and John Stonehorn is running around
in like a loincloth.
in a loincloth, and it's never explained why he's doing this.
He's got some Native American guy running around with him.
Some Native American. Well, in Canada they call the Native Americans something different. Don't they call them like indigenous, like something? I don't know.
Inuit
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I hope that's the right word and not something like.
Oh well, I mean,
whatever.
Okay.
It's, to us,
canceled.
we would call them
Native
American.
So anyway, he's running around in a loincloth hunting a deer that is not that like this beautiful snowy deer. That is just be like, and he pulls back and he's got a bow and arrow and he's hunting his back.
First Nation people. Yes, thank you, Citizen Yarn.
There we go. Thank you, Citizen Yarn. And he's be like, I gotta be careful not to call the Native Americans a term that I am very used to calling them, but is not politically correct anymore. The Native American comes up and very stereotypically is like, "Ooh, you missed. You were not what? Like, yes, you were not one with the earth." Or something, and then he'd be like, "Well, I missed on purpose." Like,
yeah,
sure,
you missed. I didn't miss.
Yes, I didn't miss.
And then he's riding his motorcycle, like in the very next scene.
It's never explained why he was in a loincloth hunting a deer with a bow and arrow with a Native American. So, so he's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer. And a kickboxer, and he takes money from. Okay, oh my god.
He was also a
youth
offender.
A what?
He was a child like who got in trouble with the law.
Oh yeah, we yeah. Oh my god, dude. Okay, so next scene, he's in a kickboxing ring practicing, and there's a loan shark there who identifies himself. Hey, John Stonehorn, I'm a loan. This is the dialogue. He didn't say John Stonehorn. That's it. But the dialogue like, "Hey, I'm a loan shark. You're gonna have to pay me some money. You're making me look bad." That's not how loan sharks act.
No.
If you're a loan shark, you don't like go on and just be like you're making me look bad. Be like those are discussions they kind of like have behind the scenes, like in Rocky. Like the loan shark and Rocky would like talk to Rocky. The loan shark is going to send Rocky out there to break your thumbs to get the money. He's not going to go to your stupid kickboxing ring and be like, "Hey, I'm a loan shark. It's my job. And can you please make a payment? Otherwise, it's making me look bad." This is what he says.
Yeah.
Jeremy, back me up. Like, this is not like
no, that's almost the exact dialogue.
Yeah, so no, they'll be like, "Well, can you please just make a payment?" And the loan shark has a sidekick named Grimes or Grimy,
just Grime,
something,
just
Grime. And so like they try to beat up John Stonehorn, be like, "Hey, since you didn't use the to be like, I don't like beating you up, but Grime beat him up because I don't want to do it because I'm the most docile loan shark in the history of the movies." And so he like beats up. They hold John Stonehorn and beat him up, and John Stonehorn's like, "I'm John Stonehorn," just starts like kicking this guy's ass, and then they're out of the movie.
Yeah.
yeah. So like the whole loan shark thing, like you're not gonna loan me any money. Like it's never explained why this highly apparently he is a very talented, in demand attorney, criminal attorney, and also a highly respected underground kickboxer. And it's never explained like why these two exist in one person.
No.
So
He does do a lot of pro bono work. We find out from one of the first clients of his that we see.
oh my god.
There's a woman in the office, and she's talking to him that you need to help my son Mick. You need to help him with this case. And the son comes in, and he's talking to him, and he's like, "Have a seat." And the son just like walks around the desk to stand next to him, and he's like, "Or don't, I guess." And so he's like, "So you gonna take my case or what?" And
It'd be like, are you on drugs? It's like, yeah, well, get clean. Otherwise, you're just bad, you know? And like,
he asked him
and
what
then
Mick is short for, which
the
is
strangest thing
Michelangelo.
happens. And I was just like, Jeremy, I still can't wrap my head around what happened in this office. Like so much of this movie, it's just like incomprehensible.
He starts attacking the lawyer. He starts attacking John
John Stonehorn.
Stonehorn, and he's like, "Come on, if you're gonna hit me, really do it. Like, slap me in the face. Come on, show me what you got, kid." And he like hits him again, and he's like, "There, have you had enough now? Do you feel better?" Like,
And then,
he's just, like,
John
beating on
Stonehorn's
him.
like, yeah, kick my ass.
Yeah.
And it's being like, well, so now that you've kicked my ass, I'm not going to take your case until you get clean from drugs.
Yeah, he
Bleh.
like sees his arm, and instead of having like track marks, he just has like a cut, like a big long cut
Yeah.
in his arm. Like he's just
It's
cutting
real
open
bad.
his arm and just stuffing the drugs in manually. So he can't
Insert
even do that
hamburger.
right, but yeah. And then we find out during the whole like childhood flashback thing, he used to be friends with this guy Louis Calderon.
Lewis.
And now he's like a big time mobster because when they were both kids, they got arrested for robbing a store, and the cops
The
forced
crooked
John
cops like forced
to
a confession out of him.
to
I'm not
snitch
sure
on
what
Louis.
happened there.
We find out that part like a little bit later in another flashback where the cops are literally just like yelling at him and throwing F-bombs at him and just really like they're right up in his face just yelling at him, and then he finally agrees to do it, and they're like, "Yeah, you're just a effing stool pigeon, aren't you, kid?" I'm like, "What? What is this? What is going on?"
What is going on? Okay, so and then they cut to the next scene, and it's John Stonehorn being lawyer man.
Yeah, like after the case.
He's fight. So like not getting political or anything, but he's defending a guy who looks like a fatter Rush Limbaugh. Okay, that's what he looks like. And
was that the Carruthers guy? I can't remember anybody's name.
I don't.
Like,
it doesn't matter.
He
It
gets
might
this
have been-
guy off from the charge of assaulting a
We'll call him Rush
prostitute.
Limbaugh just because, like, I'm just to give that guy a name.
Yeah.
Because he kind of looked like him. He gets like they're like walking out of the museum, and Rush Limbaugh says to John Stonehorn, "Hey, thanks for getting me off. I definitely didn't beat that prostitute." And then John Stonehorn's like, "Well, I think you really did beat that prostitute, and I am ashamed that I defended you." And not Rush Limbaugh is like, "Well, bye. I'm gonna go over here and wait for my ride." And then the prostitute that he beats up comes up to John Stonehorn. He just got acquitted. They just acquitted Rush Limbaugh from for beating the prostitute. The prostitute that he was accused of beating comes up and it's like, "Here's the evidence. Here are these Polaroids." And my
Like,
first
why
thought
you
was
didn't
like,
give those in the court
why
case?
didn't you give this to the prosecutor? Why are you bringing it up and showing it to the defense attorney? And John Stonehorn's like, well, I'm going to have to enact some street law here. So he like tricks Rush. Yeah. So he tricks Rush Limbaugh to like go up to like his like penthouse or something.
I don't know if it's his penthouse or his office.
Or yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on.
I think it was his
but
office.
He goes up there and he's like, hey, let's have the same conversation again, where you admit that you definitely beat up this prostitute. He's like, yeah,
he acted like he was into it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah. And he is just be like, oh look, and he gets a little kinky, and I thought, where is this going? And he pulls out a set of handcuffs, and he cuffs Rush Limbaugh to the chair, and Rush Limbaugh just be like, oh, this is fine. I'm just gonna get handcuffed to this chair. And the prostitute comes up and starts to, and John Stonehorn's like beat him to death.
Yeah.
Okay. And does she have a bat? I think she had a weapon.
Yeah, she has
of
a
some
baseball
kind,
bat.
Okay, so she has this metal baseball bat.
The only reason I remember this is because it falls into another part of our True Blue lexicon here, Dorkin's armor.
Yeah, Dorkin's armor. There's some serious Dorkin's armor happening with Rush Limbaugh. So she beats Rush Limbaugh, beats the crap out of him. You think that he's dead, okay? And then she gets a Polaroid out, starts taking pictures, and she starts bawling. She starts bawling as she's beating him, and then she starts bawling as she's taking Polaroids. Like, why are you taking pictures of the crime? Why are you doing this? And John Stonehorn is over there like, this is that. I think that went pretty well. And so they go to another scene, and John Stonehorn gets arrested immediately by the crooked cops.
Yeah.
The crooked cops are like, the prostitute confessed that you persuaded her to beat Rush Limbaugh. And it's like, we didn't see this.
No.
We didn't see it. Like, okay, all right. So they arrest it and he'd be like, how do you know I did it? He gets mad. It's like, you did the thing that they're accusing you of. It doesn't matter if these cops are crooked. They're not the bad guys. They're the good guys. They're arresting you for a crime that you committed. You know, and very stupidly had the prostitute take pictures of it while she was sobbing. This is insane.
And he gets thrown in jail, and this guy starts.
He gets thrown in jail, and
Michelangelo's in there.
Michelangelo's there, yeah, the guy from The Office, and like this other dude is like, pay my rent for sitting on my bench or something, and Michelangelo is like, oh, leave him alone, he's my attorney, and he's being like, oh. Yeah, come on, I'm gonna beat you up. And he's like, you don't want to do that. I'm John Stonehorn. Right? So he and John Stonehorn fight, and John Stonehorn kicks his ass. Then a guard comes and says, hey, the charges have been dropped. Get out. Just out of nowhere, the charges have been dropped. Okay, so the charges have been dropped. Okay. He goes home to his hotel or wherever he is, or his apartment, checks in, and be like, hey, you're getting evicted out of your hotel room, and we're not accepting your company credit cards. Yeah, we're not accepting your credit cards anymore, because this is back in the day when you would like cut up a credit card or something. I don't know what that's about.
The first one is his apartment, and he's like, okay, I just got to go get some of my clothes and stuff, and he's like, the guy's like, no, that's right, not allowed. Nothing is allowed to leave that apartment until this is settled with the landlord, and he's like, but I have important artifacts up there.
Yes, artifacts. What? That's something like, like what is going on? And then you can't go in. I'm sorry, you can't go in. Thank you. Yeah, they get thanked a lot in that scene. It's like, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So he goes and he tries to get a hotel room, and the hotel guys are like, no, F off, and cuts his credit cards in half because they're company credit cards. and it's be like, you've been cut off by your company. So he goes up to the guy that we think got the charges dropped, like his boss, like his lawyer boss.
Yeah.
He somehow he got the charges dropped. So we know he got the charges dropped. This is important. This is very important. Got the charges dropped, and to be like, hey, you're fired. You're not a lawyer here anymore. Also, you've been disbarred. He's like, why? It's like, why? Because you're getting sued for what you did to Rush Limbaugh. And I was like, he got the. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, the charges were dropped. What? Like, so you're wrecking his life. Now, why didn't you just leave him in jail?
Yeah. So then,
what is happening?
He ends up meeting up with Lewis, his childhood friend.
Yeah,
and
okay.
he's like, "Hey, I can help you. All you got to do is play this game called Seize the Flag."
Seize the flag, and it's like underground kickboxing where you.
It's
kick
basically
a guy's
MMA
ass
fighting,
where you're like the first guy to
street fighter.
Yeah, where you like get and grab a flag that's above the ring. It's really stupid and not explained very well.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, so they get some money somehow, and they go and they find the first guy, the guy that just got the charges dropped. Apparently, he was in cahoots with Rush Limbaugh for some reason. Again, it doesn't make any sense. They could have just left him in jail.
Yeah.
And they give him a bunch of money, and then it cuts back to like so now we're back at the beginning of the movie, the scene where John Stonehorn is teaching this guy the meaning of value. You ruined my life over money, right? And it's very strange. And so like his new friend Lewis kills Rush Limbaugh. We thought he was dead. This is where the Dorkins armor comes in. And
I think his girlfriend Kelly is a part of it. There's Butt-Girl, by the way. But
Butt-Girl, yeah.
She didn't want them to kill him, but the two guys like strangled him to death in front of her.
Yeah, and she like puts his arm like right there in front of him. She like puts his hand on her, like no, not Fat Rush Limbaugh. You're dead. He's beating prostitutes in the sky now, dude. Oh my god. Okay, so
shortly after that is when we get my least favorite line in the whole movie, too.
Which one's that?
When John is at the bar of this underground fight club, and Kelly walks up to him, and he asks if she killed him, and she says, "No, I don't kill people. I only do them." And then she looks at him and says, "Of course, I might F you to death."
Yeah, that was very strange. There's some definite weird lines in this movie because it was written by a moron.
Yeah,
who doesn't
Lewis
understand.
calls him Johnny a lot, which leads to some
fun
riffs about the room.
Yeah,
and John and Butt-Girl end up having a sex scene.
they have a sex scene. Yeah, they have a sex scene, and we get to see John Stonehorn's ass, which is not fun.
It was very similar to the sex scene
very
in the room
uncomfortable.
with Tommy.
I think like Bill says, "Okay, I'm gonna need you to stop being the room." It's very funny. Okay, guys. For as bonkers as this movie was, the riff was excellent.
Oh yes, I laughed very loudly at a lot of the stuff in this one.
Yeah.
There's a joke where they're going
on that. Yeah.
They're going like along a riverside in the jungle or whatever, and one of them makes a joke about how it's the last thing that Zindy the Swamp Boy ever saw.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
A real nice throwback there.
Really, and like really, the rest of the movie, it's just like intrigue between John Stonehorn, Butt-Girl, and Lewis.
Until we get the final showdown with Lewis.
Okay, just skip to because it's like incomprehensible until then.
It doesn't make any sense. Nothing.
It's
in this movie
bonkers.
makes any
it's
sense.
crazy.
So at the very end, he's facing down Lewis, and Lewis has a gun, and he's going to shoot him. And what does
And he's
John
like, go to your car and
Stoneham
get a
have?
bow and arrow.
He has the bow and arrow from the very beginning of the movie. We have Chekhov's bow and arrow, ladies and gentlemen. And he shoots him.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh,
Just-
no,
just shoots him.
no, Jeremy, you got to set it up because this is boffo. This is insane. Okay, so they have a standoff. John Stonehorn has a bow and arrow on him, and Lewis has a gun on. He's like, one of us is going to die today, Calhoun, or something, and it's not going to be me. Now he has a gun. All he's got to do is pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Now, something happens, and just like very clearly, Lewis is like, "Oh, I've lost," and you think someone has. You think now what I thought was that Butt Girl has intervened because clearly Lewis has the drop on him.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
thought
put
she shot
gun
him.
versus bow and arrow, gun's gonna win.
Nope.
So it did not look good for John Stonehorn. So I thought Butt Girl had shot him from behind or something. Like it was an external thing. Nope. No, John Stonehorn just shot him with the bow and arrow. He'd be like, well, I'm not gonna die. Boom. Like let Lewis get his like quip off.
Yeah.
Like what, and then just be like, okay, now you're dead.
And then, all right, I love this ending because it's so stupid. We see John on the phone. He's like trying to call Butt Girl. Gets her answering machine or whatever, and he hangs up the phone, and
he just leaves.
He leaves. He rides off into the
he just
sunset.
F's off. He'd be like, well, I'm not gonna get with Butt Girl now. Like
And he just drives off.
he just F's off.
He drives off to change his
Like-
name to John Stonehorn and
And
end up in
end up in Fatal
Combat.
Combat. Yeah. And it's like that. Like that's at the end. It's like,
yeah, she just disappears. She just ghosts him.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna go shove my butt in so many cameras. John Stonehorn's not gonna have a thing to say about it.
Well, she had to go be with Max Havoc. With
Yeah,
Max
yeah.
Havoc.
Well, yes, that's true. She does end up with Max Havoc, who is a better boyfriend, I think.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
If I was a lady, and if I had to choose between Max Havoc and John Stonehorn, I would choose Max Havoc. I'd be,
I agree with that.
send Max Havoc butt pics all day long. Hashtag Max Havoc butt pics all day long. Very long, very strange hashtag. But no, guys, this movie was bonkers. This was nuts. It lacked okay. So we both loved Fatal Combat.
Yeah.
Because it was so charming, and it just had one of the best lines, one of the most memorable lines that I still think about today. I think it's even better than if you think there's some kind of Dracula running around. And of course, is you don't know the meaning of value. And I was saying that to be like just like every chance I could. It's like, well, this guy doesn't know the meaning of value, you know.
It's true.
But it was just like it was so perfect when John Stonehorn was just like smacking the guy with the money, and I was like, he's teaching him the meaning of value. This is great. The rest of this movie is ass, but that's great.
Teach him the meaning of pain.
Yeah.
Not
Oh, that's
the
right.
meaning of
Yeah.
value.
Yeah, there was a line. There was a line that's be like, teach him the meaning of pain, and it'd be like, so not the meaning of value. So the triumphant return of John Stonehorn in one of the more batshit insane riffs I've seen in a really, really long time.
I
We
gotta say,
just watched the Paradise Motel.
I was not expecting much out of this movie.
I wasn't. No, me neither. I was going into completely blind. I was not expecting it to be as bonkers as it was.
it was way crazier than it had any right being.
Yeah, because I thought it was just gonna be like what was that one that we watched that we just released the episode for in the feed with Jacob from Lost.
Oh,
That
for
like
life
who
or
gives
death.
a shit.
The one of the Kung Fu Hobo.
That one, like the who gives a shit meter was like off the charts with that. I thought that's what this was gonna be, and it sort of is, but it's different because it's just crazy.
I actually really enjoyed watching this one.
I couldn't look away. Like I was annoyed really while I was watching Jeremy. Jeremy. I was just sending him like, what is going on? I was gonna explode
This
with how many questions I had.
Can I read some of these to the people?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't even remember what I wrote, but I'm pretty sure it's hilarious.
Okay, so
because I was incredulous. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, he starts off and he sends me a thing. He's like, "This is the same guy who also wrote and directed Fatal Combat," and he sends me the things about Copper Mountain and Abraxas, and I was just like, "Oh no!"
I was like,
"He's okay." Let's see. This movie is ridiculously embarrassing. It has none of the charm of Fatal Combat. Wait,
it doesn't
is he
have
a
any of
lawyer?
the charm.
Why does he need a loan shark? Why the shirtless jungle hunting? Why everything? I'm 18 minutes in and I'm trying to put this together. Why does he let his clients assault him? Like it happens all the time. This director is an idiot. And then, what? What? Why? What? Why did he just sit there and get handcuffed? Stand up, you fat idiot. Take the chair with you.
That was rough. Like okay, so when he was getting beaten, like okay, so the chair is not like, and it's not like a big chair, and he's not like in. He could have got up and taken the chair and ran, because it was just like a hand, like it wasn't like one hand was taped to the chair. Like just drag the chair with. You're getting beat to death, man. Just drag that chair with you. You're bigger than her. You already beat her up once.
Did he die? Did she capture his soul with that Polaroid? What happened? Why didn't they kill him? How did he think he was going to get away with that? The charges have been dropped. Oh, God, I'm only 30 minutes in.
That was 30 minutes in. Yeah. And I was like, Copper Mountain effect by the writer of Copper Mountain.
He's getting sued.
Crazy.
Why didn't they leave him in jail? I think one of these guys is Monologue Man. No. Oh, maybe not. Hello, boobs.
I thought one of them was Monologue
Man. Doing a whole
Man.
Max Havoc backstory. How many times do we need to see her ass? No, wait a second. Okay, is he a kickboxer or a lawyer? He was framed. He didn't do it. Oh my God, ask her.
Oh yeah,
Max
that's right.
Havoc. Yeah, so just Dave being incredulous is one of my
just
favorite
be
things.
Like, I need to start like doing like reaction videos. I think that, bye Jeremy. I guess he's going back to get the Homestar puppet to show Citizen Yarn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a Homestar Runner puppet. Sorry, I know I just totally.
I was actually watching that this morning.
I know I just totally interrupted the flow of the podcast, but
yes, I've never done that.
No, not at all.
But I was just saying that like maybe I should like get into like reaction videos, because maybe I'd get a lot, because like apparently that's like part of the fun of watching the podcast live now. Yeah. It's just like my face, and I think if I had done a reaction video to this movie, I think it would have gotten quite a bit of views, because I was losing my mind.
Yeah, you probably would have.
Yeah, I was just I can't, like, so anyway, should we rank it? Because
well, I know editing is going to get a great score, and directing is going to get a great score, and plot is going to get a great score. I don't know.
We don't have to. It's fine.
I don't think. I don't think.
We
Yeah,
don't
I
really
don't think we
need
have
to.
to. Yeah.
I think we might be moving away from the rating thing.
Yeah, maybe.
But um, man, I kind of wish that we had in a way, I'm glad that we covered this now. I'm glad we did Fatal Combat first, because we wouldn't have gotten all of the great discovery if we had done Street Law when it came out.
Yeah.
But man, oh boy. I think it's worth it. Trying to put it together, because Jeremy was like, and I was just asking questions. I'm like Tucker Carlson. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. God. I might be okay. We don't talk about that, but it's and Jeremy was like, and I was just trying to put it together, and Jeremy was like, you are thinking about this 500 times more than anybody who was in the movie, who had anything to do with it, thought about it. Yeah. Because it's clear no one thought about this.
No, not at all. Nobody involved with the movie or making the movie put as much thought into it as Dave did.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, honestly, but, you just got to rub 2 of those brain cells that you got left over, and you might be able to make your movie a little more comprehensible.
Yeah, it's. I was delighted, in a way. I'm delighted that we got to talk about that. I got to say the name John Stonehorn. We got to extensively say that again, because I didn't think that would ever happen again.
No, and, we got a wonderful surprise out of this one.
Yes, we got many wonderful surprises out of it. So. Yeah, I say I can't say that I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I think I definitely recommend this one. Dave.
Yeah.
I do have one question for you.
What's that?
Would you watch this movie on Rift?
No, no, because it was. I would just be like. I would get 10 minutes in and just get annoyed, and because I was annoyed and I had to watch it for the podcast, but I got okay, look, if this existed outside of RiffTrax, no, I wouldn't watch it. The only reason that I kept watching it was because of all not only the insanity of it, but because of the crazy discovery of all the connections that it had to to everything else in our past, in our shared RiffTrax past.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always great when we find something that's surprisingly connected like that.
Yeah. And this is just connected, just a whole bunch of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just one little thing. It's all the things.
Yes. So it was definitely an experience. It's it's a RiffTrax experience that I'm not gonna forget. Like Street Law, I'm like, oh my god, Street Law. That was bonkers. That's it's like Beaks level insane.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, guys, definitely check out Street Law as soon as you get the opportunity.
I probably sounded like an insane person talking about this movie. I'm going to listen to this episode back, and I was just like, oh, man, I was on one.
Yeah, I think anybody who heard this whole thing out of context...
is going to be like, is Dave okay?
No, he's not, because he watched...
Oh, I know, I'm really not. I watched Street Law. I thought it was going to be like a boring pile of nothing. It ended up being the best thing. It ended up being the best thing we could have watched to get content out of.
Yeah, it was a great, pleasant surprise.
Yes.
The other one that we were talking about, kind of, at least it came up when we were playing the game last week, was Project Eliminator, with
something with David
Carradine
in it.
Because
Yeah.
we were watching that clip and we're like, wait, is that David Carradine? Like,
Yeah, I
Yep.
guess it is. Yeah.
it
Oh,
sure
hey,
was.
let's talk about that game. We would be remiss if we didn't talk about the RiffTrax the game, because we took the. I don't know if we can say we took it off, because we were all here together on the channel playing RiffTrax the game
Yeah.
at the same time we were going to be doing the podcast, and we got a couple of we met some really cool people. Some people who were really good at riffing.
Oh yeah.
I won one of the games, which
Dave the winner.
Dave the winner, but I really do think that I have to give it up to Josh Flowers and for Riff of the Night last week. So there was a thing, I think it was in what is that? What was that movie that Mike and Charade or something, or maybe yeah. So it was like in that movie, and they're in a car, and the lady in the back says something to the driver like turn left. Okay, and Jeremy is modding this, and I'm playing, and someone named Bulk. We don't know who it is. Jeremy assumes this is me, and the riff that he wrote was something like, give up being a postman to be my own boss driving a lift. What the F was I thinking?" And Jeremy laughed real hard at that. It took me a second. I was like, wait a second. I put it I read it again, and I was like, did someone just take a shot at me? Did someone just make a like not a shot? I guess it was, but
I thought it was Dave being
just like a jab.
Deprecating.
Yeah. Because I've done that. But it was like, I was like, who said that? Because it's like, you have been listening to the podcast for at least a couple of years to know the mailman story, because that was like 2 jobs ago.
Yeah.
And to also know that that I am a rideshare driver now. And I was just like, who was it a coincidence? It can't pop. Are they just talking or just making fun of rideshare drivers in general? And I was like, that is too specific. He had to have been making a reference about me. And so we're just like, okay, fess up. Who was that? Who was Bulk? And I think more than one person said that is obviously Josh Flowers.
Yeah.
He so I had to give it up, because it's just like, wow. So Josh Flowers, it is now True Blue Riffcast canon. You got Riff of the Night. You're getting clap
Very
from
good
me.
job. Yes, that was very good. And I'm sure he'll love to hear this.
Thanks to
when,
everybody
this
who came
episode
and
goes
played,
live.
by the way. I think that was the most fun that we've had playing that game.
Oh, yeah. And then
Ever.
we had a ton of people in there. We had 25 people. Lots of people voting in the chat.
We need to do it
and
more,
picking the
really.
next
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do it
that was the one that I think
once a month
RiffTrax,
at least.
RiffTrax has been retweeting I think they retweeted the podcast about
Kung Fu Hobo.
Kung Fu Hobo, and they retweeted the tweet about playing the game. Now, I think that's why we had a lot of people there.
They did,
So,
and the game's producers did also.
Yeah. So we got to give a shout out to them,
developers.
because it's like, sometimes I feel like, and this is not a judgment on it, but it's just like, we're over here doing our thing, and they're over there. They're not really kind of because they got stuff to do, RiffTrax, they're doing their thing. It's like, we're over here doing our podcast, talking about them. They know that we're over here. We know that they know that we're over here, but they're not really involved with what we're doing over here. They'll be like, oh, okay, guys, do your fun thing. But guys, if you're listening, thanks for the shout out. You guys don't have to do that, and it's very cool that you did.
Yeah, it was very cool indeed.
We saw it, and we very much appreciate it.
Yes, very, very, very much. I was gonna say something. If you guys are going to RiffTrax Live, which I will be there, my wife will be there. A few of us other fans that I know of will be there for sure. If you are going, I am going to be doing a special live True Blue Riffcast broadcast, either before or after the show. I haven't made up my mind yet. Probably before, while everybody's waiting in line for doors to open. Because with this place, it's not general admission seating like it is at the Bell Court, so you already are going to have your seat, so we don't have to stand in line to get a place in the line for later, so you can go in and get a good seat or whatever. So I think while we're waiting for doors to open, I'll probably be going down the line and talking to some people, whoever wants to talk. I know Oliver probably will, Josh Flowers. But anybody else who's going to be there, just let me know. I'm going to have my True Blue Riffcast shirt on. So I'll be.
Oh, you're talking about yeah. You were telling me. I thought you said you were going to get a RiffTrax logo. I didn't know if you're.
No. I'm going to get our Riffcast logo on a shirt. Probably just order it through the Redbubble store for cost. But,
yeah, it's a good looking logo.
Yeah, somebody did a good job making it. This guy over here.
Yeah, some awesome graphic designer man.
But that's gonna wrap us up for today. We will not be here next week.
Oh,
I have end of month inventory stuff at work, so I will be stuck at work until 1 a.m. My time. So we will not be here doing the True Blue Riffcast live next week.
I might do something over on my channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep an eye
no
on
promises,
the Discord
but
for that.
Maybe. Yeah, on the Discord. Either way, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, and we will be back the following Tuesday with something. Probably something newer that RiffTrax has done.
Well, we'll have Dave That Riff for sure.
Dave That Riff, yep. You're going to have to remind me beforehand because...
You did really good tonight. You did a lot better than I thought. Because lately we've been getting fours at most.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good job.
I think I might try to change it up ever so slightly next week.
Okay.
Or the next episode for when we do Dave That Riff. It's not going to be too terribly different, but I might add a third movie into the mix. Ooh.
Yeah, well, just as long as we don't do 5 and they're just from everywhere.
Right. No.
I think that's a little too hard. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you guys like what you heard and you want to support the podcast, best way to do that is by following us right here on Twitch so you can hang out with us when we're live. You'll get notifications, all that fun stuff. You can, of course, subscribe here on Twitch if you would like. Or if you can throw bits at us. Or you can head to patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffcast, where you can support the podcast if you'd like, or if you are able, for $2 a month. I think that's the only thing I have on there, just the $2 a month. I do post the video recordings of all of our podcasts up there after I remove them off of Twitch, which is usually a day or two after we do the live broadcast. So if you want to see the videos, backlog of the videos, you can do that over on patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffcast. Otherwise, join us in the Discord. Follow us on Twitter at TBRiffcast or X or whatever the hell it's called now. Yeah.
There's a link.
That's all I got.
There's an invite link to the Discord in my link tree on Twitter. So go to Twitter, or not Twitter, X. Go to @DChadwickAuthor, and my link tree is in there, and there's going to be a Discord invite link right there. So click that, join the Discord. If you haven't already, join the community. You'll get alerts when we go live, updates, all that stuff. And you can check me out on Amazon and Audible. And actually, guys, the Monkey audiobook, it's probably going to get, because I just sent Rick my corrections and there's not that many today. So we're looking to get this thing out hopefully by June.
Woo!
It's been a long time coming.
Yes, it has. I'm very excited to hear it.
So,
but
yeah,
that's it. That's going to do it for us this week right here on the True Blue Riffcast. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, rock till you die. Oh no, wait. What am I saying now?
You can still use rock till you die.
Okay, rock till you die. Woo!